In this video, I'll be showing you how to use a prompt within Copilot Studio. Now, as you see in this interface, I have created a Copilot, and within that Copilot, I have a set of topics, and within that topic, there is something called as prompts. Now, how do I utilize prompts? Prompts basically use natural language to process the information. So I'll show you a couple of ways through which you can create a prompt. Now, one is you can navigate to your topic and then call an action, and then you create a prompt. However, there is another way to create a prompt. So first, let's go into make.powerapps.com, and then in make.powerapps.com, here you will see on the left hand side AI Hub, Artificial Intelligence Hub. Now, if you do not see that option, go into more and then pin that item. And once that item is pinned, you will be able to see AI Hub. Now here, make sure that you need to have that AI builder capacity. And if you have that, then you will be able to create a prompts. Now there are various prompts which I have created, but there are some other prompts which are already available out of the box. Now there are a couple of options, AI models, prompts. So what we are going to do, we are going to create a prompt. So click on prompts, and here you will find a list of all the prompts which is available within your system. So first option, create text with GPT using a prompt. So I'm going to select this option. Okay, now this is your prompt interface. So first thing what I want is I can name the prompt over here. This is where you actually write your prompt, and this is where you get the prompt response. And this is a place through which you can specify input output parameters, configure the data source, and do some settings related to artificial intelligence. So from a settings perspective, if you see here, I have an option to select the model. I can select GPT 3.5 or GPT 4.0. I'll stick to GPT 3.5. And depending on how predictable I want the results to be or how precise the results to be, I can set the temperature. Okay, so I'll keep everything default. I'll select GPT 3.5. Now, how do you use first create a prompt? Now, what is the purpose of creating a prompt? A prompt is like a some statement which you ask, which you give the input to, say, artificial intelligence engine, and then that engine will give you a response out of it. So one example would be, say, take for example, if I would like to know uh, how many, say, let's say, list five fruits containing vitamin vitamin A. Okay, so if this is a very simple prompt, okay, so if I just type in list five fruits containing vitamin A, I can test the prompt. Okay, so I'll just click on test prompt, and then it's going to give me the result, right? So it says, sure, here are the five fruits that contain vitamin A: mangoes, cantaloupe, papaya, watermelon, apricots. I can change this number. I can make it say seven. Okay, and I can test the prompt. Now the result will be more. Here are seven fruits, and I get the seven fruits. Now, even I can change the vitamin. I can say, oh, I want to see six fruits containing vitamin C. I can test this, and then this is how I build a prompt. So, just the interest of time, I've just created very simple example. Okay, so this is how we can build a prompt. Now, let's make it dynamic. Okay, now I'll say this one, I will make it dynamic because this is a number of fruits and this is the vitamin. Okay, so in the input, I'll go input, I'll say add input, and I'll say number of fruits. Okay, and I'll say number of fruits as example is say six. Okay, and I'll add another input and I'll say vitamin type, and I'll say vitamin A. Okay, so this is my simple parameter. Now I'm gonna replace this. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'll gonna remove this. Instead of six, I will go here, I'll click on insert, I'll say number of fruits, and containing vitamin. Now which vitamin? So I'll make it dynamic. I'll say vitamin type. So you just need to type in A, C, K, like that. Okay, so this is how you basically build your prompt. Now I'll name this prompt, I'll call it as vitamin enabler or something like that. Okay, I can name it anything, and this is my prompt. Okay, so now if I want to test the prompt with say five items for vitamin, say, let's say D. Okay, let's take that example, test the prompt. It should give me the result as, I can provide you with a list of fruits containing vitamin D. It has given me five items, right? So our prompts are working fine. Vitamin enabler, everything is good. what I'm going to do now is like I'll click on save custom prompt. Okay. So what we have done, we have gone into make.powerapps.com portal and created a prompt. We first tested the prompt, then we made that prompt dynamic, and now this prompt is ready. Now, what we are going to do, we are going to make use of Copilot Studio to create a Copilot and then consume this prompt. Okay, so let it save. We'll go to Copilot Studio. Now, this is a simple example. So let's take, for example, there's a fictitious company called as Girish Diet Services. So we have all the dietitian guiding all the patients on various say vitamins, okay, if you need to consume that depending on your cases. Okay, so people will come to your portal and then they will ask questions. Okay, so this is one of the topic which we are going to create. So topic is say add a topic from blank, and I'll name this topic as get to know vitamins in fruit. Okay, so this is my example. Okay, get to know vitamins in fruit, and I'll put some phrase. I'll say vitamin fruit. So this is like couple of prompts. Okay, vitamin fruits. Now let's see whether your prompt is saved or not. Yes, my prompt is saved. Your custom prompt has been saved. You can access it from the models page, right? So I can now use this anywhere within the environment. Now make sure that you are in the correct environment. And now here, in order to access that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to first save this. Okay, so we have created a topic with some phrases in it, just a trigger phrase. And from here, I'm going to call this particular prompt, the one which we have created. So I'll click on plus, add a node, call an action, and then from here I have an option to create a prompt directly. Okay, so I can easily create a prompt, or maybe if the name is vitamin enabler, I need to find that prompt. Okay, so if I have that prompt created or not, and I can see that the prompt has been created, it's called as vitamin enabler. Okay, so if it is not, if you do not see that in the list, just make sure that the prompt is saved and you can refresh that prompt. Now as I can see, this prompt is already available over here, updated 1 minute ago. This is what I want. I'll click on vitamin enabler. Now, couple of things happening. It is asking for couple of inputs, vitamin type and number of fruits. Now, independent of the variables within the prompt, we need to create a variable within Copilot Studio just to feed that input, right? So what we're going to do, we're going to ask the user, right? So I'll just go here and I'll ask the user, say, how many fruits? Okay, so this is like a number which we are going to get. So I'll just say it's not a multiple choice question. Maybe I'll just call it as, is it like a user input? So I'll just put, so there are multiple options we can select. There is a number, there is anything we can put. So let's pick up by selecting numbers. Okay, so I'll just say this is a number, and I will give this number as an input to the number of fruits. Now here, as you see, number of fruits is of type string, and this is a number. So you cannot technically use that. So it is better make that as a string. Okay. So you cannot use number. So we don't have any options. We'll just say, just give me the user's entire response. Now the user's entire response is a string. So we can use that. Okay. Now let's name our variable correctly. I'll say where number of fruits. So this is a Copilot Studio variable, right? And that's it. And we want another thing to happen is we need another, like which vitamin. Okay, so I'll add a node, ask a question, and I'll just say which vitamin. Now this is again a string, so I'll have user's entire response, and I'll just say where vitamin. So what we have done, we have created two variables within Copilot Studio, where number of fruits and where vitamin, both are of same type, which is string. And now we need to plug this in the prompt, because prompt is asking for inputs, right? So this input will be plugged in with vitamin type, which is where vitamin, and number of fruits string. We can hook this up with where number of fruits. Now this is how you basically link the prompt inputs with the Copilot Studio variables, right? So Okay, so that's done. Now the output is in the form of a record, right? So what we can do, we can select a variable over here and we'll click on create new. Okay, now create new will give you the result. So this is basically the result. Okay, so where result. So I'll just name this where result, and I will send a response back to the user, and I'll say, hey user, this is the output. Say this. Let me close this, and I'll say this is the output, and the output is basically where result. I'll just say insert variable and where result. Okay, now you have option, we can just show the record, or you can say where result dot finish reason or where result dot text. Let's pick up where result dot text because that's going to give me the output in the form of a text. Let's save this. Now, what we have done, we have created a Copilot, and within the Copilot, we have a topic named as Get to Know Vitamins in Fruit, which makes use of a prompt. The prompt has been created in AI Builder. We can create a prompt in Copilot Studio as well, but I just showed you a different way to create a prompt and consume it. Now, here, this topic is ready. If you just type in vitamin or vitamin fruits, this uh, topic should trigger. Okay, so for that, let's refresh this and let's track between topics. Okay, and let's ask the question vitamin. Now once I typed in vitamin, it says how many fruits do you want. So I'll say I want to know about 10 fruits. Okay, so I just need to give the number 10, and this it will pick like how many fruits. And if you want to track the variables, you can click on variables, and then from here if you click on test, here you will see there's where number of fruits, where result finish reason, where result text, where vitamin. The moment you press enter, you should see 10 should be updated over here. So 10 is there, and now it is asking another question, which vitamin. So this time I'll say, oh, I want to know about vitamin C. Okay, so the where vitamin will be changed to C. So I'll just type in C and give the result. This will change to C. It will process, it will go to the prompt, and then you have the result, right? So now what we have done, we have made use of the prompt, which is dynamic. It is picking up two variables, number of fruits and the vitamin type, and it has given me this output. So we can uh, do anything with this. So what it has done, it has gone into the AI builder, it has processed this input, and then it has given me the output. So like this, you can pick up any use case. So take for example, if you want to know the temperature of the city, or if you want to know the humidity, or if you want to know the prediction of weather for a specific city, you can make it dynamic. So so this is how you basically use it. So let's try it one more time. I'll just type in vitamin, and I want to know, maybe let's go some crazy number, 20 fruits, and I want to know about whether it is available as a part of vitamin A. And it will process the input, and it says, oh, this is the output. I'm sorry, but I can't provide you a list of fruit containing vitamin A. Specific fruits are not mentioned. Sometimes it might go crazy. Let's try it out again. So for vitamin A, I'll just again type in vitamin, and this time I'll just type in, say, 10, and I'll type in A, and it says, hey user, this is output. I'm sorry, but I can't provide a list of fruits because it is not able to find these many records for vitamin A. However, if you again ask the same question for, say, vitamin C, say I'll just type in vitamin, how many fruits, I'll say 10 fruits, and vitamin C, and it has given me the list. Let's try it again. I'll just say vitamin, and this time I'll put a crazy number 20, and it'll pick 20, and I'll say vitamin C, and it will do some processing, and it has given me the list. Now remember, we did the same thing for vitamin A and we haven't got the result, but for vitamin C we got a result. So that means the the AI prompt is not able to get those results back. So this is an important observation. So whenever you build your Copilot, make sure that you test all the combinations or the ranges. Okay. Now in this, we have come to the conclusion that for vitamin A and for other vitamins like B12 or vitamin, say, K, I may not get many fruits. Okay, so I need to limit the input from the user. So that means you provide some instruction to the user, and that's thereby you put some validation around it. So this is just like one example through which you can build your Copilot with the help of limit ranging the inputs received from the user. So if the user types in 20 for vitamin C, it is good. But if user type in 20 for vitamin A, then you should throw some validation message. So those all things can be configured, but just in the interest of time, I'm just showing you a simple use case of utilizing prompt. So that's it, folks. This is all about utilizing prompts within Copilot Studio. Thanks for watching.